reckon the stakes into it is what it is.
What it is, TV man.
I've been to a lot of places, met a lot of people of different races and cultures. But it's one thing that's been obvious to me. There is no group of people on this earth that are more unique or resilient as the people from my city. That's why I have decided to become a vessel for the people of Franklin, Louisiana, to share their stories with the world. Franklin Tells. Welcome back to another episode of It Is What It Is TV, Franklin Tells. I'm here with Tamika, right here from Franklin. So look, this is what we're gonna do. Tamika, I talked to you earlier and you told me that you was gonna give it to me. So I'm not even gonna hold the audience up. So Franklin Tells, here we go. Tamika, tell me about your childhood.
I ain't really had no childhood. Went through back surgery when I was 16, right after I had my baby, to try to provide for my family. I didn't want to go through the back surgery, but it was told to me that I was going to be able to get benefits from it. So that's what I did. I got a cut from the top of the back to the crack of my butt. But it is what it is. I had a baby. And come to find out, it didn't add up like it was supposed to add up because of the situation of my mom with her problems. And it took me fast because it was like they was in charge of everything. So the money didn't even touch my hand. I was still in school. I couldn't really finish school because I couldn't find a babysitter and stuff like that. And the babysitter that I had was with my mom and my aunt. And they couldn't really keep the baby because they was unfit in a way. Because they had a habit that had them moving around a little bit too much to the point where I had to stop school and take care of my own child. And the things that they was doing, I had to get involved with that to actually keep myself above the water, which was get out there and sell drugs because guess what? The money was at my house. So I just really blended in with them to try to get what I needed to have for my son and I. I really didn't have no childhood life. I didn't go to no prom. I didn't get to do none of that stuff. So today when children have opportunity to do things like this, they really need to keep doing what they have to do for themselves and not end up in the same situation that I was in. Because there's more to life than just having kids, selling drugs, stuff like that. My life, it wasn't what it needed to be. And it's still not what it needs to be. But I just thank God I'm still here and I have somebody that I can try to keep up and try to get them through what I didn't go through and try to tell them what's right. And I know they're not perfect neither. They're going to make mistakes. But like I said, I really didn't have no childhood life. So I really can't really tell you that because I really didn't have none. The streets was my life. The streets was my life. It had to be my life because that was the only way I was going to make it. So I fell to the streets, selling drugs, stealing, and in and out of jailhouses. I didn't want to do this stuff, but this is what I did because the things I was doing. You know, I wanted to do better, but I just kept up with everybody else, following the road, following them. But today I choose to follow my own thoughts and my own ways because I know what's right. I know what's right.
Okay, so take me back to, I guess, you said you had a baby at 16, right?
Yes.
What about around the ages of, let's say, between 8, 10 to 15? How was that? Like, what was the struggle? Were you getting along with your mom? Did you stay with your mom?
Man, I didn't live with my mom. I lived with Regina Campbell and Cubby Campbell from out of Houston. I came to Franklin. They brought me to my grandmother just for like a weekend. And when the lady came back to get me, they told me to get back in the house. And I'm like, get back in the house for what? You know, that's my mama. And they didn't want me to go out there. So I'm in the window looking and she said, she's right there. Why don't y'all just let her out? They didn't want me to go back with them. My life would have been a lot better than what it is today. Yes, it would have. I probably wouldn't have as many kids, but that's okay. I thank God for my kids. But 8 years old, I wasn't here. When I got here, I was like 12. My mom was in Donaldsonville. You know, I was back and forth there. She didn't want me there with her. She was using needles. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, where the child protective service was at when I had to go through abuse and neglect and stuff like this. You know, my mom had a gun in my head when I was like 10, you know, because of the situation what she was going through. But I didn't fault my mom for what she did because I knew she had a problem. And I had to deal with that as a child. And sometimes it goes through my mind, went through my mind a lot of times as, you know, when she was here, but I didn't hold that grudge against my mom because I really just found out, you know, being 12 years old, this your mom. So you gotta accept this. That's what I'm saying. Like, where the child protective service ain't now. They can tell the people at the school, they tell it to her, you go home and get another aspirin.
So, Tamika, you had a gun to your head at 10 years old?
At 10 years old.
Can you tell me what you remember about that day? Like, what caused it?
What caused it as a child, you know, you go through different things, and, you know, when it's time for your ministry to come down or something like that, you know, you're going to spot some in your clothes, you know, as a young lady. So I guess she wasn't really with it, you know, to the point of understanding young lady things. Because she never had nobody to really teach her anything, too. She told me part of her stuff. So I see why she was beating me, because her dad used to beat her and hold her in the room and all that stuff. And my grandmother really didn't say anything, you know, put her child up for adoption. There's a lot of stuff she was crying, telling me after she did this stuff to me. So I'm like, God help her, help me, because I'm like hurt right now. They beat me with brooms and stuff like that, you know, but that was her. She was angry, you know, but you don't have to live like that. That's why today I really don't fight with my kids and fuss. I don't have time for that. You know, because if I beat you, I'm going to think about what I had to get back in the day, and it wasn't nice. It wasn't pretty. It really wasn't.
I mean, as a 10-year-old child with a gun to your head, that's pretty traumatic. So I definitely feel you on that. What about your father? Was your father ever around during that time?
Man, I don't have no dad. My dad didn't help me. That's the only father I can get something from. It might not come when I want it, but it's going to come when I need it.
Definitely understand that. All right, so let's go back to when you're 16. You're 16, you have your first child. Coming into being a parent, you mentioned that you really didn't have the babysitters and everything like that. Take me deeper into that time period with your first child. What made you decide, you know what, I need to go to the streets, and, you know, how that transpired?
I had a baby for a guy a little bit older than me. I was trying to get close to him. He was ripping and running. He in the mix with my mom and him. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna try to keep up with this. So
About how
to
much
get
older?
close to him, Jason is like,
Okay.
you know, three years older than me. You know, 16, 19 years old.
Gotcha.
He could have went to jail. You know what I'm saying? But in their minds, they're not thinking about no jail. They're not even thinking about the police right now. They going with the beat of the streets. So it was nothing to them. And when he ended up in my house, it really would mean nothing to them, because they let the one that actually got me pregnant and didn't even tell his parents about what happened with me. I had to call them on the phone and let them know. They're like, Jason don't have no children. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of, you know, I don't know why he did it like that, but that's what I had to go through. He really didn't want me. He just was just sneaking on the side, I guess. That's why today I really don't communicate with him. You know, I don't communicate with him at all, because there's nothing to communicate about. He wasn't there in the beginning. Like I said, it was nothing but a sleep.
All right. So give me a time period. This was like what, maybe mid 90s, early 90s?
It was like in 89.
89?
Because I had my son like up in 90. Dad's born in 1990. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So around that time, give me the vibe of Franklin. What was going on? I mean, how are you surviving?
When I come to Franklin, I came from my mom for like on holidays and stuff. My grandmother sent for me. In case I want to come, like my aunt and Eric Benjamin, he'll bring them to come pick me up. I'll come down here for the summer programs and stuff like that. And go to the rec and stuff like that. I enjoyed like stuff like that until I actually started doing stuff, with other people. Following the crowd, going to different parties and stuff like that. And then getting involved with guys, which I know wasn't gonna end up to nothing. Um, I really didn't want to, be out here in the streets with these people either because my grandmother said it was bad company to follow. Then I had to fight them when I didn't want to hang with them and stuff like that. So, as you know, I just got caught up.
So you had your first child at 16. Being that you went through a lot of traumatic situations, i.e., having a gun pulled to your head at 10 years old, and you're still a child, but did you consider yourself to be ready for parenthood once it came to you? Like, were you?
Yes, I was really ready because simple reason they would say, "Oh, they can't hit you if you're pregnant. They can't beat you." So I'm like, "Yes, my mom can't beat me no more because I'm pregnant. She's not gonna do me nothing else." Like beat me with a broomstick and stuff like that, and take the curtain rod and whoop me with that. My sister, she like, "Why she always beat you?" I'm like, "I don't know. I don't know."
So you were ready for parenthood as a shield of protection, not to get hit, not because you were, say, ready to have something to love.
Yes.
You were being abused so much, you were like, okay, now that I'm pregnant, you guys can't hit me.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's the reason.
Wow.
And by me having my son, I'm like, God, help me not to have to abuse my child like this, or even have to make him go through the things that I went through. Many nights I didn't have nothing to eat and stuff like that. She would leave me in the house for days. Nobody would know I'm there. People breaking in the house trying to take stuff out of there. Like, she was a big time dope dealer. Marijuana, trash bag, marijuana, straight up off the boat. A room just for marijuana. And I had to sit home with this here in here, terrified because I don't know who gonna come in here. And they comes in there. They actually came in there, and I had to actually defend myself, but not really defend because I was pregnant. So I just like ran out of the house and went around the corner. And the guys who I told that the guy came in there because I seen his face, they went around there and beat the guy up. But there's a lot of stuff I went through that ain't no child supposed to be like that. No child. Or I have to sit here and watch her drugs. When she in here, she didn't use drugs and needles and blood all over the wall. I cleaned it up because I don't want the people to come here and take me away from my mama. Even though she would beat me and all this stuff, I don't want to be taken away. I don't know where they're gonna put me.
What was your feeling towards your mom? Did you hate her, or you
I
just?
was scared. I was scared. Really was. Scared.
So I mentioned that you had a sister just now. Who was the oldest, you or her?
My sister, a year older than I am.
So Tamika, if you had to put your finger on it, why do you think your mom kind of targeted you for the abuse more than your sister?
Because I had to be there. My sister had a grandmother, which is her dad, mom. She had somewhere she can go, but see, I always was there, so she had to make sure whatever she can provide, which she didn't probably want to spend. I'm figuring, you know what I'm saying? After she didn't spend it on me or whatever, to buy food or whatever, I guess she just like trigger off of like, this the reason why, I can't do this or do this now because you here. I really don't know. I really don't. And I still don't know. I just know she went through a lot of stuff in her childhood to the point her dad was molesting her and stuff. That's what she told me. And they took her child away from her when she had the first one. And I have a sister I never met, I don't know.
As you got older, did your relationship with your mom ever get better? Did you find
Yes, it
amends
did.
with that?
Yes, it did.
Tell me about that. Around what time did it happen and how did it come about?
Man, I'm not gonna tell you no word lie. My mom and my relationship be getting better to this to like, oh man, in 2021.
So you guys made amends pretty much.
That was it.
Thank God for that.
Because she ran for me and helped me to get out of jail and stuff like that. And when I got home, not knowing that she's gonna die in 22. And I didn't try to question nothing, but I know our relationship had got closer. And I wasn't using no drugs or none of that. So, she here for me. She, come clean up and, try to make her little change or whatever she needed. And, I was there to help my mom as much as I could because that's my mom. Like I told my kids, if she come and she asks you for something, $5 is nothing. That's your grandmother at the end of the day. Don't talk crazy to her because you're not supposed to. You're not supposed to. And that's not for kids to do stuff like that.
All right. Did you gain any peace from that?
I did. I really did. Because a lot of things she told me to do before she passed away, I'm still doing today because I'm not supposed to live and not pay my bills and not take care of my kids while they're in school. I have 2 kids now, one in the 12 and one in the 10. So I know I can't run with the streets and do the things that, I would actually want to do because, I'm not old to the point where I can't go nowhere and do nothing. It's just like now I want to be the mother that I'm supposed to be for them because I want them to finish school and do something with their life. It's more to life than just sitting around Franklin trying to sell drugs, smoke weed, doing sneaky stuff that's going to get you caught up with the system. I done dealt with all that already. I don't want them to have to go through that. And I don't want to have to be going there bonding them out and stuff like that. I got a son gone 40 years, doing stuff. He done murdered somebody in front of me. Why? I don't even know. But if you do something wrong, you have to go with the people. Plain and simple. And I speak that every day to them. Whenever they come for you, just be ready to go. I'm not upholding nothing wrong if you did it. So try not to do it. Make better choices.
So look, we got to put things in perspective for the audience. It's pretty much, let's say, a miracle that you're still here and you're still sane, because having a gun pulled on you at 10 years old, then having your son murder someone in front of you.
Yes. I should have lost my mind. I shouldn't be here because it could have been me. It could have been me. He could have shot me too. But God was with me. And I was crying, I was praying at the same time. I'm looking at this and I'm like, Lord, no, Lord, no. And I'm like, why? To him. And he like, just get in a car. So, some things I just have to just swallow and sit back like I'm a kid now. Because I don't know what his next move is. It's crazy.
Scared out your mind, I can imagine.
Yes. And I have to just go and, turn him in. That took a lot out of me, man. I thought he was going to come and hurt me and my kids. I went home and, try to put all them in one room. And, my old man told me I'm going crazy. Yes, I might just go crazy if I don't get everybody in one room. So he left out of the room. You stand in there. As long as my kids in here, I'm good. I actually passed out once I got them. I don't know nothing. My kids, I was hollering in my sleep. Why you did that? Why you did that? They went to school. And they told me about it when they got home.
Was that a hard decision for you to do?
Yes. It was hard, but I know it's something I had to do. Because it wasn't just about him. He was old enough. He knew better. But it was the drugs he was on. Heroin again. Straight in his nose. So I don't know what did it hit. But I know he took a big sniff of it. And I'm like, boy, what did you have in that bag for to make you do that to that child? And then you're gonna leave him? Why? I don't know.
Did you ever think about getting counseling directly after that?
Man, I got counseling. I still got counseling going on. Taking medicine. It ain't easy. Nobody never know what I'm going through, what I'm doing, because I really don't be broadcasting what's going on. But I have to, get transportation to go to an appointment or something. I'm going to my meeting, my counseling sessions or whatever. I've been through drug court 3 times and inpatient and all that stuff, man. I'm not trying to go to none of them places no more. Jailhouse, I'm not trying to do none of that stuff no more. Communications go a long way. If I have a problem, I go up there and talk to the chief himself. And I don't care who it is, or if I go talk to the mayor, anybody. So if they can't help me, then I know my next step is to stay out of the way. They're not doing nothing to help it. They're not stopping anything.
Do you feel like it's working?
Oh yeah, that's right.
So being that you had a rough childhood, I know that you've been from pillar to post. Here in this small community of Franklin, they say it takes a village. Who are some of the people who kind of looked out for you?
The Spains, the Willis, Ain't Dot, Cheaper Hard, Margie Golden, Miss Small, Hester Marie Polidor, all of them. I really didn't have nobody really to, they kind of helped me to learn to love myself. And just because my mom wasn't there, that don't mean I didn't have to, communicate with the kids and stuff around. I don't have to be scared anymore because I'm not in this situation anymore. So enjoy yourself now, especially Esther. She would tell me, and saying, Piggy, Ain't That Daughter, Mary Lee. But like I said, I've been through the Spain's house. The people took care of me. It's just funny how things happen today. You don't know your people, your family members. Like, you don't know them because y'all don't have a family reunion. But they really didn't have to be my family to be family. I could go to them and they'll accept me and take me in because I didn't have anybody. But they have to call my grandmother because I was here in Franklin and ask her, was it okay, can I stay? And my grandmother would say, yes, it's okay, she can stay. Because she was working, trying to take care of herself and her bills and stuff. So McDermott, the shipyard, that was a lady, but she went out there, she did what she had to do. And she didn't mind me being with people that was going to take care of me and make sure I was happy and not do nothing wrong to me.
So you did have somebody positive in your life as your grandmother.
Yeah, my grandmother. Yes.
So you guys had a pretty good relationship?
Yes. I watched my grandmother cry many nights because of things that's going on with the kids, her kids, which is my mom, my uncle, and my aunt.
Okay. All right. So let's get past you having your first child at 16. You told me that you did dabble in selling drugs. Around what age did you start? And take me on that journey. Give me some stories about that situation of a 16-year-old girl here in Franklin, Louisiana, this small town, selling drugs.
Selling drugs, it wasn't nothing. Because watching them in and out your house all night, every day, it's like an ongoing thing. And I'm like, why do they keep coming here? What they doing? So my cousin come over, they say, man, they making some money over here. So what you talking about? So we can get some drugs that double up and we can sell it to them because they're already here. I said, man, you right. So we went and got a double up. Me and my cousin Shannon and Keith, we went and got double up to try to make money off of my mom and them because they had a lot of company coming in and out that was smoking the drugs. Which Chris Wiles was here, but he wound up going to jail. So it's like nobody knew where the drugs at, but the smokers, like my mom, they always knew where the drugs was at. So they'll come to them to find it, and in that way, it's good. It was already there because I had it. I wasn't scared. The simple reason why I wasn't scared because I was with the ones who was my mom and they was buying the stuff and smoking it. So I know they wasn't gonna let nothing happen to me. I was at home at first, but when it got tight to the point where I couldn't make it there, I would leave and go stand on the corner, back of town, and in the yard over there, at Shannon them, and make my money because I had to provide for me and my son.
So while you out hustling, what were you selling? Was it crack? Was it heroin?
It was crack, just crack. I wasn't drinking. I wasn't smoking no weed, none of that. I was just straight selling the stuff, trying to keep everything going. Then to the point where I was selling it so much, they stopped paying the bills because I was selling it, and they put more on me. Now I got to sell the drug, to pay the bills, make sure the cable on, the light water. I'm only 16. I can't finish school. I got to make sure the baby's straight. I couldn't do nothing but sell the drugs to pay bills. So I really didn't end up with anything. Then I started having parties and stuff where I could try to raise money. They let me do that too, but I always kept them supplied. I always kept them supplied.
So you pretty much got stuck in that cycle.
I just got stuck. It was like a repeat.
All right. So while you out there hustling, give me a typical night. How did things go for you? Like because at this point you pretty much got in-house customers, but now you said some nights you had to hit the block.
Yeah, I take off.
So
I get a rental. I use somebody call you up and down already. Y'all ain't going nowhere. Let me get this call. How much you gonna give me? Okay, well, I'm gonna give you this here. When I come back, I'll give you something else. So I took off in that car, no license, no nothing. I'm going to sell me some drugs. We wearing powders to Morgan City somewhere. When I come back, I still do what I told them I was gonna do.
What about fear? Did you have any fear?
Man, I wasn't scared of nothing. As long as they don't come to me, I wasn't gonna bring the heat to them.
Because as you're telling me this story, like I'm still conscious of you being 16 years old and a female at that, out there in the underworld.
Not scared. Not scared.
How long did you sell for?
I sold drugs. I sold drugs till I was like 25. Then I messed around and started using the drugs I was selling. Caught up. Trying to get closer to my baby daddy because he was in there smoking with my mom. Figuring that drug I was going to hit it and quit it. No, I couldn't hit it and quit it. It was an on cycle. I steady want more and more. So I went to treatment and tried to get some help for myself. Trying to leave it alone.
So what age did you start using?
Like 25.
25. So that's a pretty long time that you didn't get caught up in it from 16 to 25. And you got caught up on it from having it inside your home and being around it.
Yep.
All right. So tell me about that. Tell me about that struggle whenever you first started doing drugs, and also tell me if you can remember the very first night that it happened and what made you say, you know what, I'm gonna try this. Was it something that triggered you?
No, it was one night I was riding around in the car with a friend of mine. And matter of fact, it was me, Angela Lumpkin, her uncle Earl had a car, so we was riding with him. And they hopped out the car with some guys. And I'm like, I'm not going with them guys. I'm not doing it. So I was with Earl, and I said, Earl, why you looking like that? He said, it's okay. So I said, let me see that thing, let me hit it. And I hit it. And I was like nervous and jittery because I said, oh Lord, these children coming in the car and see me like this. But I kind of held myself up that night. Then I kept running and going and asking different people for pipes to try to hit it. And I just kept going and going. And so actually, like I said, I got caught up.
So if people knowing you to be a seller, you didn't feel a certain type of way to where they'll find out, okay, now you're smoking?
Yep. I did feel a type of way because I said they ain't gonna want to buy it from me no more. and stuff like that, But it didn't. It went okay for a couple of months, but after that, it was over. It was over.
What you mean by over? Tell me.
They didn't want to really buy it from me no more because it says somebody, how they talk. Well, she smoked the drug, now she can't use my pipe. You know, I really didn't know how to make a pipe or none of that, and I wasn't really into it because I didn't want to stay stuck in the smoking drug. But like I said, once you hit it, there's no stopping, no turning back. It's an ongoing thing.
All right. Did you ever fall into a situation where it was always an abundance for it, or you had to go out and do what you got to do to get it? Like, how was that?
Really, doing what I had to do to get it, it wasn't hard because a lot of people, like dealers that knew I was, I was good. I can go to them, get money, get dope. It wasn't a problem, but when they found out, it got hard for me. So I started shoplifting. I had times when I, turned tricks for it, but I had to want to turn the trick myself. It's not like you're going to just come to me and tell me what you want to do and what you got. What you got is what, it don't make me. If I want to get it, I'm going to get it. I know how to get it, and I don't have to go through that with you to get it. You see, some of them got to feel like, yeah, she going to do this. No, I'm not. Not me. I'd rather go in the store and get caught shoplifting before I mess with, certain people. They even built like that. Just because they didn't come up, they figure you down. No, I'm not down. It's just something I choose to do. But it ain't nothing to stop it. If you determined to stop it, you could just stop. I know I can. If I have to stop and they say something going on with me, Tamika, you got to, no problem. And rehab is here. For me, this is my rehab. I can close my door, lock it, I don't have to be bothered with nobody. I don't be bothered with. I don't have to communicate with them or nothing. So if you're going to be locked up somewhere, lock yourself in your house. Get all what you need to get and have, till you come down off them 5-6 days. Them 6 days going to turn you right back into the same person that you should be all the time. And you don't have to use no drugs. It ain't going to take no more than about 5-6 days. Some people less than that. It'll take me today.
5-6 days, like to just shake that habit?
Shake it. You can shake it. If you got, look, you can shake it if you have somebody around you, help you, that's trying to help you to get a job, get on your feet, stay above what's going on out there in the street. Leave that stuff alone. Don't even think about what's going on out there. What's going on with you right now is to get yourself stable to the point where you don't have to turn to the streets for nothing. And once you get a job, you don't have to turn to them because you can constantly work and make your own money. But you have to do it first.
All right. So as it pertains to the drug use, did this affect your family life with your kids?
It affected my family life because I didn't want to stop, but I had my own man then. So it's like I had somebody, there for, it's like, what they call them?
Support system.
No, it's not a support. It's like they help you to get it. They help you to keep the habit of.
Enabler.
An enabler. That's what it is. And that's what I had. So I felt comfortable with doing it. And, I stayed out my kids' way and I maintained the house and all that. Everything looked like it was straight, but at the same time I was fucked up.
But you're a functioning addict.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So taking me deeper into your mental with the drug use. Did you feel embarrassment knowing that we from a small community and you're already knowing that it doesn't take long for that information to get out? Hey, Tamika's doing this, XYZ's doing that. How was your mind frame with that within the community?
I tried to hide from a few people, but when it came to the point of me telling them, I told them because I don't like to hide them from nobody, especially if I call them a friend. If you want to be my friend, you be my friend. If you don't, it's fine with me. But people gonna do what Tamika want to do, and they couldn't stop that. So a lot of them backed off from it, but today I can talk to them. And it's good. It's good.
So tell me this, Tamika. If you can go back and talk to your younger self, what would you tell Tamika?
Get up, stay around people that's gonna help you to come up in the world and do what Tamika's supposed to do for Tamika, and not nobody that's gonna try to pull you down and make you feel like you lower and up under them. It's more to life than just going with the flow, you know, going with the drugs, going to clubs. It's more to life than all that. So I would have told myself, stay on to whatever out there is out there. It's gonna be there. For us, me, I should have been staying home because when I went out, everything was right there. It's in sight. So this is what I want, and this is what Tamika gonna get and do.
Well, I commend you because it seems like you're not feeling sorry for yourself. You're not throwing a pity party. You hold yourself accountable as well as your kids. So that's one thing I can tell you. I appreciate you taking the time to sit here and talk to me. And I wish you the best.
I wish myself the best.
Always.
Because life here in Franklin, and today they don't have nothing here. That's why I tell my kids, man, look, y'all got your game, y'all got your phones, y'all got the computers, get on it, learn as much as you can, beat the computer up. They know more than I do with the computers and the phones and stuff. But guess what? Y'all have it, y'all kids get it. I'm not even too much worried about myself getting it, because see, when it's time for me to get it, God's gonna make sure I have everything I need to have to get what I need to learn. I don't know everything, but it's not like I don't want to learn it. Now, if I got somebody on my team trying to help me to learn something and do something positive, man, I'm going with them people. I don't care if they move me away from here. I'm going with the people. So help me God and help them people to continue helping me, because I want help. I do, especially for me and mine. It's a struggle here. Nothing for the kids to do besides go out there and smoke a blunt, stand up on a corner. But no, not in here. If you for me, and I know you as a child, man, look, I'd rather for y'all to go in the backyard and smoke than stand up out there and let them police slam y'all to the ground like y'all's nobody because of the choices that y'all make. You're making a bad choice on the corner, period. So clear yourself. You don't need to be seen every time you smoking a blunt. That's not gonna prove anything. They're gonna badmouth you. They're gonna put you down. I had that done to me already. So it's basically I'm just trying to tell them different and help them, because man, my kids all I have right now. My grandmother gone, my mom gone, my aunt gone, my old man kids, dad, they gone, he gone. I don't have nobody. My uncle here, he's a preacher. And guess what? I wish he watching. He's the one that should be trying to keep everything together. This man trying to fight everybody right now. He angry about something that ain't got nothing to do with me.
And he's a preacher?
He's a preacher.
In Franklin?
And, he's not here in Franklin, but he's a preacher. My aunt, dad, he fighting the people at the funeral home. He want to fight the kids. It's what you did before this woman passed. So I can't tell you what you should have been talking to these kids about before. It's like I'm up in the middle of something else. That's not my fight. You're watching Franklin Tales. My name is Tamika Jackson from Franklin, Louisiana. It is what it is, and it's going to be what it's going to be. So accept it. Love y'all.